Evan, you're Forbes 30 under 30, started your own company, the first company at the age of 17. You bootstrapped Checkbox to recently an valuation of about $100 million. Half of the legal AI startup in the market won't exist in 3 years. Why are you certain Checkbox is here to stay?
We don't want to be competing at the intelligence layer. We want to be the consistent data layer.
You've argued openly that CLM is the wrong move for a lot of legal teams and can even be counterproductive. That's a spicy take in a CLM-obsessed market. Defend it.
Oh my God, that is a spicy question. I'm getting tingles all over. This is what I came for actually, free gelato.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining Hot Seat by Maeven AI. I am Alon, Dolev. Today we have Evan, Wong on the Hot Seat. Evan, you're Forbes 30 under 30, started your own company, the first company at the age of 17, and you bootstrapped Checkbox to recently an valuation of about $100 million for an A round, so that's really impressive. So you know the format. We'll start with very easy sauce and start building up tough questions with tough or harder sauce. Anything before we start?
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited. I've actually seen this format a lot of times online, so I'm pleased to be in the hot seat this time and having people watch me eat.
Great having you, and I hope we both survive. So let's start with the easy one.
Okay, you want me to dab you up?
Yeah, please do.
I think the goal is to send at least one of us to the hospital, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah?
Evan, you founded an education company at 17 and captained the martial arts demo, that's true? Mm-hmm. Which one prepared you better for a startup?
I think martial arts was like the lead up into that. It taught me a lot about like grit, discipline, like seeing things through, like for just consistency for a long period of time. Like I got up to a certain level of black belt that took like over a decade to get to. I think company building is very similar, right? It's about consistency and doing that, showing up every single day for a very, very long time. So I think that was the foundation. Because startup is hard and getting your face beaten in is also very hard in martial arts. But starting a company at the age of 17 told me a lot of the actual brass tacks of like building a team, running operations, dealing with customers. So it's hard to say. I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's both that have allowed me to kind of build a company like Checkbox today.
Okay, a bite and a question. That's good. Checkbox bootstrapped for years before you raised. What's something about bootstrapping that raise fast crowd will never understand?
I think it's about capital discipline, actually. When you're building a company on your own money, when you're building a company with very limited capital, you get very creative and you get very resourceful with what you have. And I think that lesson actually teaches you what to do when you do get given capital. If you can go this far with only a limited amount of money, then when you get given the resources, like that can go even further. I think having said that, there is a way to build companies, right? Like there's a way to understand how to get really far with very little, but also get very far with a lot. They're two very different skill sets, and I think there's merit actually in founders that have experienced both, right? Because I think if you take a bootstrap mentality when you're given capital, that can also be very, very challenging, because then you're not thinking about like how do we actually maximize the ambition and the window of opportunity that you have in a particular time in the market. So like capital efficiency is definitely key, but also knowing as a founder when to switch on like growth mode as well when you are actually, when you hit it, exactly. Yeah, the time to go is now, and you better go when you get given that opportunity.
That's another discipline applied to business. So I see two questions now connecting to each other.
100%. I think a lot of building great teams, great companies, great anything is never black and white. It's actually this like ability to bring two dichotomous like concepts together that seemingly are in conflict, but somehow make both work at the same time. And so I think when you talk about like capital efficiency, but also then the ability to spend capital, it's like having the adaptiveness as a founder to know when to deploy what skill set and what muscle at what time in the company life cycle, but also in the market's life cycle as well.
It reminds me of the hard thing about hard things, right? Like it's not a black or white. It's not like, hey, deploy money as fast as you can, or don't and be disciplined. It's like, hey, like there's circumstances, you need to react to them.
Exactly.
It echoes in what you say. This is tasty.
I'm feeling good.
It's a good. It's like it has a good taste. This is spicy.
I'm good.
It has a good taste. I usually like.
Do you normally
taste
eat spice?
So I'm very bad with spice, but there's types of spices or spiciness that I'm better with or less.
Sure.
And it's not just peppers. Like even different peppers. I don't know. Like it's like you said before, it's black and white.
Yeah. It applies to building companies and applies to eating hot sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You've argued openly that CLM is the wrong move for a lot of legal teams and can even be counterproductive. That's a spicy take in a CLM-obsessed market. Defend it.
Oh my God, that is a spicy question. Well, first of all, I do have a lot of friends in CLM, and so lots of respect to them and to that category. I'd say it's not so much.
If we misrepresent what you said, so also.
I'll take the spice. Yeah. Look, I think what gets me about CLM is not so much the quality of the technology in the companies. It's probably it's how the market thinks about their problems. A lot of the times people have, a whole spectrum of different problems, but because CLM has historically been marketed so well, people tend to gravitate to thinking, oh, I must buy a CLM. I must have a CLM problem. And then they get into it and they realize that actually that's not their problem. And so what my gripe is not so much with the CLM providers, they're fantastic. It's really that the market often just defaults to the CLM. And to be fair, like today, there's probably a new version of that, right? Like the AI assistant has become like the new default, if you will, where it's like, oh, I gotta do some transformation. I have some problems in my business. Let's just default to what everyone else is doing. And I think the market needs to be a bit more wiser around like starting from first principles. What are the problems that I'm actually experiencing? And having a market scan to understand like what is the right solution problem fit before you then go and dive into spending money and time on implementation and then come out the other end, months or even years on with a disappointing outcome because you never did the work up front. So that's what I would say. It's like it's not on the CLMs, it's actually on the market to do probably a bit more education before they dive into a solution.
That was a very martial arts way of escaping from the corner, smoothing your way out. So I love it. No, but I also I agree with what you said. Like many times there's like a default go-to solution, like generic one, and you're like, what's your problem you're trying to solve? What type of solution you're looking for, or how do you focus on the right type of solution? So I agree with that.
This one has a kick.
That's a kick. Different area of the tongue, the upper.
I feel like this one hit instant, actually. Like it wasted no time in burning my tongue.
No, that's
oh my
efficiency.
God.
That's efficiency for you.
That's an efficient chili.
So you've said you wouldn't start a sales team without Salesforce. So you shouldn't start a legal team without Checkbox.
Right.
What gives you the right to put yourself in that position?
Yeah. Well, if you think about all the technology that's been in the legal industry, right? We talk about CLM, there's e-billing, there's AI review tools, there's a whole bunch. If you think about like which one of those actually manage the operating system of the legal department, none of them actually do that. They tackle a certain pocket of the legal department, right? Whether it's outside counsel, whether it's contracting exclusively. But when you think about Salesforce, it's really the cornerstone technology for sales teams that act as their system of record. It's their reporting tool for everything that happens in sales. It's what the workflows are connected to. It's what every other tool then kind of centers around. If I ask you the question what is that for legal? Does CLM provide that? No, they only do contracting. Does e-billing do that or ELM? No, they only manage the outside counsel. And so there's a real opportunity here, actually, which we call the AI legal front door and the operating system for legal, which is the ability for the rest of the business to come into legal through a front door, to intake, to triage, to create automations, deflection of work, so we can keep the lawyers on the high value work, but really ultimately create like the reporting around all of legal work as well. So it's a big claim, but honestly, there's a missing category in this industry.
Of integrating legal teams into the
rest of the business.
Yeah.
Because if you think about legal, one of the things that people don't realize is like it's a reactive demand-driven function. I'm talking about in-house teams typically. Yeah, like it's a reactive inbound function, very similar to customer support teams.
Yeah, internally.
Exactly, internally. So if you think about like customer support teams, they have Zendesk, they have Intercom, whatever they might use. IT teams have ServiceNow, sales team, as you said, have Salesforce. But what is that for legal? Right now it's Slack, emails, phone calls, Teams messages.
Anywhere, many different mediums to reach out to.
Yeah, and that's why it's chaos. It's like there's a lot of chaos. And so how do we actually bring that all together so that the business is still able to send that email that they've always sent or send that Slack message? But in the background, to have AI basically consolidate and centralize all those requests and then be able to manage the flow of that work into other tools like CLM and e-billing and your AI review tools and things like that.
Yeah, I love it, and I've experienced this problem firsthand myself in the corporate or the company that I used to work for. And yeah, that was a real need. Like the legal function is always in chaos. And being bombarded with questions and needs and requests, and how do you prioritize it? So I get why, I get the problem. It's a very hot problem.
It's a hot problem.
Brings us to the next hot bite.
Let's go. I like the flavor of this one.
A lot of taste. And again, this one, it's like if the previous one was hot on the tongue, this one like up.
Yes,
right? Like,
I'm feeling it like down my arms a little bit. Like
getting
hitting
deeper.
Up. I'm getting hot, yeah.
Yeah. You've made a hard pivot from a board no-code platform to a legal-specific AI front door. What did that pivot cost you emotionally, resources?
Yeah, so for people who have been following our journey for a while, we started as a horizontal no-code like workflow tool. And what that meant was we were trying to solve every problem under the sun. We had HR, customers, finance, operations, legal. We had law firms. We had big four accounting companies. Like really the whole spectrum was using our products to turn manual processes into like automated workflows. And that was super exciting, right? Having this massive vision. The issue with that is when you try to build for everybody, you're not building for anyone in particular. And so we really had to have the discipline to say no at some point to create focus of our team, of understanding the customer, and just like laser focusing our resources as well. And it ended up being in-house legal. The cost of that emotionally was, there's money coming through the door. You literally have to say no to that. There's opportunity that's right in front of you. You have to say no to that. And then you have to convince the entire company that this is a good decision. So it was a really tough thing, but we did a lot of sort of empirical evidence around like measuring our existing customers, mapping it against like an evaluation score matrix, like all the different things that make a great customer for us. Really trying to find what you would know as product market fit, right? Do we have the best product for the best market? And after that whole evaluation exercise, we found that corporate legal was the right thing for us. And we doubled down, and then we tripled down, and then we went even more narrow, and we said we're going to solve specifically this use case, which is service management or the legal front door.
Yeah.
Really, really proud that we're doing that we've made like that bold move to do what we do today, because I think a lot of our success have been by taking some of these more kind of bold, risky pivots.
Yeah, well done execution. So I'm sure you're happy with the decision.
Yeah.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Like was there investors involved at this stage already?
There was actually. There was. So we took money from Sequoia and Tidal in our seed round. That was back at the end of 2021. And they invested in us as a horizontal product.
Right.
And pretty much right after that, we went went narrow.
Yeah.
They're great investors. They believe, they trusted us to make that pivot. And it was just a matter of building conviction over time, writing internal papers. Like we are quite thoughtful as a company. We tend to write a lot of internal strategy papers and really think about, the steps and the moves that we make throughout the market and with our product, rather than just kind of trying things and seeing what works. So I think when you have that level of discipline and that level of planfulness, then people can kind of follow the logic, get behind it, and run as hard as you point the direction to run. Yeah,
it's really important to create this alignment on convincing people, right? Making them see what you see and why you make your decisions.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know I can appreciate so much hot spice.
You gotta add more of this to your cooking now.
I'll do my best. My wife is better than me, so. But that's true about everything. She's better. 9 years to about $100 million valuation. There's a version of this that took 3.
Yes.
So what slowed you down? How much of it was your own doing? Retrospective on this.
Yeah. I mean, we bootstrapped for the first 5 years of building the company. And I think to the earlier question, right? You can either be venture backed early on and run really, really fast, really, really hard, or you go through a different journey and go through the bootstrap journey. I think company building, everyone's on their own timelines. Things can if you look at companies like really big companies today, like Notion or even Slack as examples, you kind of go slow until you hit a point of inflection where you, like I said, you find product market fit and then it takes off. And different companies find that at different points. I think for us, what did slow us down and how much of it was ourselves? I think first of all, if I were to go back in the journey, I probably wouldn't have changed it. I thoroughly have enjoyed the journey and the way that it's played out. I think though, if I were to say, how would we have done it in 3 years? I mean, I started Checkbox when I came out of law school. No network, no work experience. So I think that was probably our own doing. It's founder problem fit. At the beginning, we weren't the right founders probably to build a fast growing company into the space. Now, 10 years on, we are the right founder for this space, obviously. We've accumulated our battle scars. But it was we were myself and James, the other co-founder. We were both kids coming out of college. We also were bootstrapped, had no funding. And I think that slowed us down quite a bit. We also are both Australian, right? If you haven't picked up on that by now. We founded the company in Australia, fantastic country, great place to build companies, but also a relatively small market. And for us, I think a lot of the inflection point came when we moved here to New York, to the US and grow the company here as well. So if I were to go back in time and want to grow a bit faster, I'd probably go for venture money earlier and probably would have moved to the US earlier as well.
Can relate, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a punch. There's a punch, I'm fine. So AI is a big real thing right now, right? We're way over this early stage. How did AI change the way you build, communicate, design, approach the market, plan for the next future?
How did it? It's tremendously big. Both in how we build product internally as an engineering function, in terms of how we build our own product for our customers, and how we plan for the future and how we strategize. So all three have drastically changed. In terms of engineering, it may not be a surprise by now, but the entire software engineering discipline has changed probably around January this year. It was the moment where coding agents became better at coding than the engineers themselves. And that entire profession overnight had to relearn what it meant to be a software engineer. A lot of people panicked, there was a lot of skepticism, a lot of pushback, a lot of resistance. And I share this with a bit of detail because I think we can learn a few lessons in legal if we use engineering as maybe a bit of an example of an industry that went first. Engineers today now in our company and in a lot of software companies, they've gone from writing code for most of the job to actually now being pushed to the other parts of the bottleneck in the process, which is on either end of writing code. That being knowing what to build in the first place and having a good product sense and good customer sense of what to build. And then on the other end, having the discernment to know what great looks like so that when the AI does produce the code, that you do quality assurance and ensure that step right before it heads out to the customer. In software, I think there's a word that's coming up a lot called taste, right? So that's kind of the front end, how do you have the right taste for what to build? When writing software is so cheap now, so easy, and the temptation is to just kind of build everything. Rather than getting to feature bloat or building the wrong thing, how do you know what to build and how do you know what great looks like before you ship? So that's drastically changed in our business. I think, for lawyers, you didn't ask me this question, but I want to make this connection. For lawyers, we're going to probably see the same thing, right? Lawyers aren't going to be writing the first draft for advice or documents It's going to be taste of what does the business and the client need, and then what does the AI produce so that we can go ahead and actually, apply our discernment, our expertise before it heads out to the real world. How we build product has changed because of that. Like if that's where the legal world is moving as well, what roles do products like Checkbox and software companies play? How do we actually take all of the very minutiae work of legal and then enable lawyers to basically, apply that expertise, both on the relationship side to figure out what to build for their clients, but also for them to actually apply the expertise to manage effectively outputs of agents as well. So I think it's changed drastically. Things are moving so quickly as well. So you just have to be super adaptive, whether you're a lawyer, a software engineer, or a company builder. Yeah. You just got to be super, super good at learning and very, very adaptive today.
I love you use the word build a lot. And for everyone, every persona you mentioned is now a builder. Yeah. Whether a lawyer or an engineer or a manager or founder, obviously. So I love how you stitch it across this network.
We're all builders.
Yeah.
And it's getting easier and easier to build, right?
It is. Yeah. I'm building stuff that I've never, not as a company, myself individually. Yes. Things that I've never, it wasn't accessible for me. Right?
Totally.
It's a smoky one. Very sweet. You sell to GCs at SAP, PepsiCo, and Telstra. What's the most uncomfortable thing the Fortune 500 GC has told you about when they almost didn't buy or during the deal process?
Honestly, enterprise sales in general is uncomfortable from start to finish. So I feel like I've built really thick skin for it. People always say, I'm so sorry ahead of time, our InfoSec process is going to be hellish. I'm it's fine, we're so used to this. You probably think that your organization is super special in how hard it is to work with. Yeah. But everyone, if you're working with large companies like the Fortune 500, by their very nature, they are complex because they are big. And so if you go in with that expectation, then you kind of just solve around all of that. And honestly, that's probably why a lot of them do need a lot of the help from technology providers more than the software. It's because they're dealing with a lot of complexity. So I don't know, most uncomfortable. I feel like it's pretty hard to make me uncomfortable, Alon. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to put a lot of chili sauce on this chicken.
Will do.
Probably to make me uncomfortable.
Will do. So let's take you up on it right now. Okay. Yeah. So this is the one we've been warned about already. Good luck, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This one is especially red. I don't know if that's good or bad, right? Sometimes, okay.
Half of the legal AI startups in the market won't exist in 3 years. So why are you certain Checkbox is here to stay?
Well, firstly, we've been around for a while, so there's some resilience there, I think, track record-wise. But I also think it depends on what you're building, right? If you rewind maybe about a year or two ago, there was a lot of what people kept using the phrase of GPT wrapper. What is truly your product value on top of the underlying, LLMs and the models? And if there's something that's quick to build, it's also quick to fail because it means that the moat or the value that's been built into your company and your product can be replaced and absorbed very quickly, right? Are you building a feature or are you building a product, right? Are you building a feature or are you building a company? And for us, that's why I mentioned to you earlier, we're very intentful about what we're building all the time. It doesn't matter how AI evolves because what you need is the governance layer, the data layer, and the plumbing between it all, and that's what we're building.
Amen to that. We made it, man.
We made it.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's true. This is the one that you warned me about. I know, yeah. I don't know if the camera can see this, but this may be the biggest dab of all time.
I would check it, dude.
Let's do it. All right. I'm actually a little bit nervous.
There's aftertaste sting.
Woo!
Okay. Founder to founder, what's an advice? What's an advice you get for early founders starting their journey now?
I'm not even hearing the question right now. What did you say?
What milk do you prefer? The cold milk or?
Yeah, cold milk for sure. This one was way worse than the other ones actually. I would say it really depends. It really depends on the stage you're at. So I'm going to try and give some generic advice actually, which is company building is way harder when you try to do everything yourself and you don't have good people around you, because then you make up for it as a founder. Company building gets way easier when you build really good people around you. Because things start to work, and you don't have to solve everything, because you have a very strong team around you. And you'll feel that, you'll experience that. I'd say the advice that
Very tough.
I would say the advice that is wrong is like, not so much the wrong advice, but actually, like, as a founder, listening to people just because they seemingly have more experience than you is probably one of the biggest mistakes that I've consistently made. You know, as founders, I think like we have to be stretched across so many areas, new industries, new customers, new functions, new roles that we've never ever experienced in our lives. We suddenly have to be responsible for and be the smartest person
for the first time.
For the first time. It's a crazy expectation to suddenly hire I don't know, let's make it up, a salesperson when you've never been a salesperson before, or a head of product when you've never been product before, right? Like it's a crazy ask, but that's what we have to do. And I think a lot of the times we have imposter syndrome and we defer to, okay, this person's done it for 20 years, what they say must be right. And you have to have that humility to learn from others, and that never goes away. But I think there's also a level of like understanding and trusting your gut, and knowing that like as a founder, for you to even build what you build, you have very good sense of like first principles, and trusting that I think is very key. Because a lot of the mistakes that we've made, and I know a lot of founders make, is just deferring to the most experienced person in the room and not challenging their viewpoints with like first principles and gut feel. I'm getting tingles all over.
Thank you, Sim. So I completely agree with what you said. I would say that some of my best decisions were actually against, like in spite of people saying never do X or Y or Z, and then eventually I was very happy with not listening to bad advices. So,
yeah.
And it was always gut feeling. Like I that feels something, a door I wanna enter and see the other side. And not like I think it is, like I have a good gut for it. Yeah. And that's really important.
It's what we said at the beginning. It's like trying to make seemingly dichotomous concepts like cohesive, which is like you have to have humility to learn from others and absorb their knowledge and know that they've come from a place where they've had 20 years of doing something. But at the same time, like knowing that there is a very unique context, customer, product, time in the market, the team that you have, the experience that you have as a founder, to like synthesize all of that together with that as a data point, but not the gospel. And being able to do that, I think is what's key.
The magic of synthesizing context. I wonder if we can, and I agree to that, maybe we can synthesize some gelato. Hell.
I would love some gelato. Oh my goodness me.
Anything you want to say, address to the audience, anything you would like to, where can people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. I think it's LinkedIn/the Evan Wong. This is all about community. I think legal tech has such a great community. So if nothing else but to connect, trade ideas, and make a new friend, reach out to me. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about the AI legal front door, you can find us at checkbox.ai. That's where you'll find all the good fun there. But no, thank you so much for having me, Alon. It's been lots of fun, and thank you to Maeven for hosting this fantastic hot seat as well.
Thank you for the Maeven team. Amazing work for everyone. Appreciate it.